Hey, what's up you guys? So I have this test from Let's Get Checked. Basically, it's like an online testing website. I'm so bad with words, I'm really sorry. But I was watching one of my favorite YouTubers, Jammy Dodger. I don't know how I came across him, but I just love his videos. He was talking about using this to check STDs and stuff like that, and he was sponsored by them. It was a whole thing. It was really interesting to me. I ordered a test not for STDs, but for a female hormone test. It's gonna see how fertile I am, I suppose. I don't really know. I kind of got it just to see because fertility testing is something I know I'm gonna have to do eventually anyway. I was on birth control since I was the age of 14, only to regulate my periods because I had a period for a month straight when I was 14, and so they put you on birth control when that happens to regulate your period and make sure it only lasts a week every month. Basically, I was put on birth control very, very early in life, and now I realized that I was on it for like 8 years straight, from 14 all the way to 22. So I finally just quit cold turkey because I don't like adding stuff to my body. It messes with my chemistry. I already have severe anxiety, and I'm pretty sure birth control messed with me a lot when it came to anxiety because now I feel a lot better. The only downside to coming off birth control completely was that my face started to break out immediately. I didn't have acne before when I was on birth control, and now I do. But it has definitely calmed down, and now it just depends on if I'm stressed or not, which I kind of have been stressed lately. Anyway, I was gonna take the entire test for you on camera. I have to get a blood sample, but with my anxiety and with the way that things go when I try to record, I'm just going to not record the process and give you guys an update afterwards because there's a lot of instructions that I have to follow, and I want to make sure I do it all right and as fast as I can because it's really early in the morning right now. You're supposed to do the test before 9 a.m. and you have to be fasted. So I am starving and it is 7 a.m. Now all the directions, it's a lot of directions, so yeah. I have to prick my finger and fill up a vial full of blood. Doing that on camera isn't really gonna work for me. It's gonna be hard enough without a camera on me and without trying to worry about the angles and if everything is going right with the camera. So I will give you guys an update afterwards and let you know how it went. Wish me luck. Here's what the little cuts look like on my hands. This one was the first one and then it stopped flowing, so I had to redo it. And this one, and it's still bleeding. It's fine, it's only as big as that, but dear God, am I a baby. That's how much blood I had to give. A little note when I send out my package because I don't know, I feel very weird sending this test out right now with this whole quarantine going on, and just imagining them opening it makes me feel a lot better, like knowing that they'll see something positive. I just returned home. I had to drive across town to the USPS store to make sure that the sample I took just now will be returned to the lab today. It's supposed to be returned on the same day. So if you look at this, it says it has to be taken on a Monday through Thursday and then returned on the same day. My worry is that tomorrow, which is Friday, is going to be a holiday. So like everybody who's working right now has Friday off because it's a holiday. So I'm kind of worried that I took the test on the wrong day because today is Thursday. And also, another stipulation for this female hormone test is you have to take it on the 3rd day of your period, which is today. So I had to take it today. That's the reason I tried to do it as quickly as possible in the morning, and then hopefully it gets there and I'm able to get my test results. But right now I'm so starving because I've just been running around all morning having horrible period cramps. This is another reason I'm taking the test, is because I'm very curious as to why my period is very irregular and I've been having a lot of pain. And part of the problem is again, I was put on birth control at a young age and then just steady, I was on it for years on end. And I really think that affects your body and your hormones a lot, and birth control should not just be shelled out and given to people. I know it makes things easier, and yes, you shouldn't be having unplanned pregnancies. It's really not good if you're having children and without planning it. Birth control isn't bad, but all in all, I don't think it's good either because you're adding chemicals to your body that's changing your hormone balances and your natural way of your body cleaning itself. Kind of scary. I actually was on a birth control implant for 3 years straight, which made me not have a period at all for 3 years straight. I'm sorry, but that's a little bit sketchy to me. Yes, it made life very easy. It was very nice. I didn't have period cramps. I didn't have a period for 3 years. I think that was like high school time for me. And it was very nice, but also I feel like that's what messed me up the most, was having that in for so long. And then also I lost health insurance when I turned 19, like a lot of people do. And my family doesn't have like financial stability. When I lost insurance, guess what? I still had that implant inside of my arm, and I had no way of getting it removed. So it got left in for an extra year. I had that in for 4 years total, the implant-on implant. And if you leave that in there for extra time, what can happen is the tissue around it inside your arm can start growing around that implant and trying to absorb it into your body because it's been in there too long. It doesn't know what it is. It's a foreign substance. So I was going everywhere trying to figure out who would remove this implant for me and for how much. The women's clinic in Wyoming that I got it put in by, they were trying to charge me $1,000 just to remove the implant, which by the way is this big. It's the size of a matchstick. I wasn't gonna spend $1,000. None of my family was gonna do that either. That's a lot of money. So I went to a family practice place, which is where I've been going ever since I lost insurance. It's one of the cheapest options, and I didn't know what else to do. The lady who removed my implant had no idea what she was doing. When you go to family practice places, they are usually young students who are studying to finish medical school, and this is like their last step to becoming a full-on doctor or whatever they're trying to become. This lady literally practiced on me, and it took about 30 minutes of her just pulling and tugging and pulling and tugging, trying to get this implant out of me. And they do numb your arm so that you don't feel it, but it took so long that I eventually started to feel it. And not only that, but before the numbing stuff started to wear off, I swear I could just feel like the movement, because it's right here. So I kept having to like look away so that I couldn't see it. I swear I could just feel her like moving around in there and just moving and pulling and pulling. Oh, I almost passed out. I'm really bad with things like this, so I almost passed out. By the way, I wanted to explain to you guys my experience with this testing sample. I get woozy very easily. It's partially why I removed my belly button piercing. When it comes to like, I don't know, anything that you can imagine can make you lightheaded, I'm affected by a lot. So the first thing that was really scaring me about this test was using this is called a lancelet, and you have to take the end off and then push it down on your finger until you hear a click, and then it stabs you, it punctures you. This was like the hardest moment ever for me. I had to sit here and like put my finger, and then I was about to do it, and then I would stop and like walk in circles, breathing, like trying to make sure that I could build myself up to do it correctly. I almost recorded it, but I knew that wouldn't help. Because then if I like did puncture myself on camera, then I would have to like scramble to get the blood, and then I didn't want to do that on camera. I was already feeling really woozy, and once I did puncture myself, you immediately have to wipe away the first blood drop, and then you have to start collecting. And the other main thing is you have to be standing up when you're doing the sample, I think for blood flow reasons, obviously. So I was standing up, and it says to massage your hand. So I was massaging my hand, trying to get as much blood out as I could, and I couldn't fill the tube up with just one finger, and I kept trying and like squeezing it, and then at that point it was very close to the line it needed to be at, but my finger was throbbing really badly, and I was squeezing it too much. I could start to feel it. It was really hurting for how tiny of a cut it is. So at that point it says you should go to another finger. So that's what I did. That again, it took me forever to sit here and build myself up to puncture myself. The only reason I have an extra one, by the way, is because they send you 4. They send you 4 of these just in case you can't get enough blood out of your one finger or 2 fingers like me. I didn't have to squeeze this finger much, so it doesn't hurt as much, but this one, like, I squeezed the life out of, and it just hurt so bad. I wanted to share that experience with you guys. I really hope it works out. Since tomorrow is a holiday, I don't know, we'll see. Wish me luck. I hope I sent it out right. I don't send packages a lot, so I'm a little nervous about that. I'm gonna take a dab now and eat some freaking food and make some freaking hot tea and try to start my morning now and forget that ever happened. So you guys, here's what it looks like when you get the results back. You go into this app. There are 4 different key hormones that it tests you for, and it tests you for whether or not you're high or low in these specific hormones. So the first thing that I noticed was my prolactin levels were high. So when you click on that, it explains it all to you. You have received a high prolactin test result. This means that your prolactin levels were higher than normal range. So it shows you on the top the normal range and how I'm just slightly above that range. A high level of prolactin is normal during pregnancy and after childbirth while the mother is nursing. A high level may also be seen in certain medical conditions. You will have received a clear explanation from the LGC nursing support team. I'm a little disappointed because I didn't hear anything further from them. There's no other further things I can click on. The only other thing you can click on is a chance to track your results, which would just mean that you would have to pay for another test and do multiple tests over time to see whether or not your hormone levels are changing and whether or not you're improving that prolactin level. That was it. Test results came back pretty quickly, actually. I wanted to put that in there. It was like the next Monday that the test results came back. If you got this far in the video, please, dear God, please like this video and subscribe. I cannot tell you how hard it has been on my mental state to just not have a following on YouTube. I'm not blaming that on anybody, but the fact that I have a mental illness already makes me feel so completely isolated and just like, I don't know, there's a weird way I disassociate from society and it just never really feels like I have a part in it. And so yeah, I have no idea why I make YouTube videos. I don't know if that helps, but it's something that I just love to do and I got into, and I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. So whether or not I get a YouTube following, it just means a lot to me to know that people actually listen and see me as a person. So if you see me as a person, please like this video and please subscribe to my channel. It would definitely mean a lot. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day, good night, good evening. Bye.
Here's this for you. This is what was sitting next to me this whole time. Bye guys.